Hi, how's your classrooms going? How's the noise level? Are you enjoying the new school year? My name is Prerna Richards and I'm a behavior coach. I was in a classroom this week and I was blown away, absolutely exhausted and worn out after being in that classroom. The noise level, I just want to set the scene for you. So the noise level was here, way up there. The teachers were in the red, the children were in the red. There were 22 preschoolers with two teachers, and it was noisy, chaotic. Everybody was talking over each other. The teachers were trying to talk louder than the kids. The kids were raising their voice. It was absolutely stressful, absolutely no learning can happen in an environment like that. Like, let's not even fool ourselves. It was chaos. It was absolute chaos. And at some point, I just literally had to do this to my ears because I couldn't take the noise anymore. Nobody was listening to anybody. And the children had realized that if they wanted their needs met, they would just shriek. I mean, some of them were just shrieking like banshees. I don't know if you heard that, but it is this high pitched shriek, just blood curdling shrieks happening in the classroom, kids throwing things, chaos, just chaos. And it really felt like, so this is how I felt when I was sitting in there. It felt like this had become the wild, wild, wild West, like way, way wild West with no sheriff in town. And the kids had decided that they were the sheriffs in town. So the five of them, there were five ringleaders, and they had taken control of the classroom. And they had figured out a way to get their needs met. Shrieking was one strategy. Hitting, pushing, running around, throwing, destroying was the other strategies, right? So they had just decided to get their needs met. They would do whatever it takes to have their needs met in the moment. And there was lots of other kids that were just kind of following the ringleaders, and they were getting very triggered. It was very, very stressful. And my heart went out for the teachers. One of them was pregnant. And my heart also went out for the children, because you can't learn in this environment. And I know the teachers are not, doing okay. They're stressed out. So it really was, what's going on? Like, how can we turn this around? It really felt like the Titanic was headed for the iceberg. And I even was saying that during the debrief. I was telling the teachers, I'm like, we got to turn this ship around. We cannot jump into the iceberg. This is disastrous. We are a month into the new school year, and we have got to bring this under control. Otherwise, this is going to be a nosedive, ruined year. No learning can happen. And while I was looking at this, I was reflecting. I was trying to think, okay, what is the cause? Like, what is underlining? What is the role that the grown-ups are playing? What is the role that the children are playing? And what are specific strategies that we can turn this around? So if this resonates with you, if this is happening in your program, or if it's happening in your classroom, listen to the end, because I'm going to share 7 strategies that can turn this around. Ignoring it is not one of the options. We have got to do something to bring order and calm back to this classroom. We have got to go from chaos to calm. Otherwise, this is going to be a wasted school year. And it's too important. The years are too important in the early childhood to waste the year. So as I'm reflecting on this, what I was noticing was one of the teachers, her coping mechanism was that she would just create a bubble around her. So if she's reading a story and there's a few kids around her, she was only focusing on them. And the rest of the kids are just losing it. They're rolling on the carpet, they're pushing, shoving, running around, making a noise. She would just tune them out. She just went in with these. Or if she was doing a small group at the table, she would just find her focus and just work with these kids. It literally felt like she was going in as a submarine. She was just going underwater, just creating her bubble and just being there. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You cannot go in with just a few kids and let the rest just take over, because that the others are just, like loose cannons. You just can't do that. So you can be a submarine. You have got to be a periscope. When a submarine goes down, the periscope goes up and it scans the whole area. you have got to become a periscope. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed and stressed and just honing in on a few kids to manage your stress and manage what you can with this tiny group, the message you're giving to the others is, I can handle you, I can connect with you, I don't got this. Your silence is your permission. So speak up. You've got to become a periscope. You've got to engage with the whole class. You can't just hone in. So that was one teacher's coping strategy, but I know why she was doing it. She was just so overwhelmed and so stressed, poor one. And the best she could do was just pay attention to these 5 kids, and that's all that she had. So we need to change that mindset. The second teacher was using her voice to control them. So when the kids got louder, she got louder, they got louder, she got louder, everybody was louder, 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 louder. She also had a microphone in her hand, which I think she thought was fun. And it would have been fun had the noise level not already been like 1,000,000 times higher than it should be. So using voice to control them is not a strategy, because you're role modeling to them and saying, this is how we communicate in this classroom. I yell, you yell, we yell, we keep yelling. That is not how we communicate. That is not good for brain development. So you have got to bring your voice down. And, you know, she said to me, very sweet teacher, she said to me, you know, by nature, by temperament, I speak loudly. So I don't even know when I'm speaking loudly. If your school has video cameras, watch yourself. Or if you're not sure, if you think you speak loudly, you're not sure how loud you're coming across, have somebody videotape you. So we did that with this teacher. We showed her a little clip of her video, and she was just absolutely so embarrassed and blown away. She's like, oh my God, I sound horrible. Oh my God, I had no idea. So you might have to have somebody help you if you think by nature you speak very high, like loud and yelling, right? Because I know that you don't mean to do that, but you're training the kids around you to speak at that level. Not good for the stress, not good for brain engagement. Let's just call it what it is. It's wasted time. When you're trying to control children with your voices, it backfires. It doesn't work. They don't respect you. They just tune you out. And that's what had happened in this classroom. The kids have tuned out the teachers, and the teachers have tuned out the kids. They didn't even hear some of the crying. They didn't even hear some of the screaming, because it happens all day, every day. We can't do that. We cannot do that. So if you're listening to this and this resonates with you, please take it seriously that you've got to do something to change. I'm going to share specific strategies with you to turn this around. So the first one is you have to have clear expectations. One of the things that I observed in this classroom was story time. The story time was literally happening with 5 or 6 kids near this teacher that she was reading to. And the rest of them, like I said, were all over the place. Before you start a story time, get down on the floor if you can. It is going to make a difference if you can be at the same level as them. It shows that you're a community, you're in this together, all the eyes can see each other, and then you go through the expectations. We should have whole body listening in this time. Whole body means you're listening with your eyes, your ears, your body is still. Show me whole body listening. If you want to give them a choice, sit crisscross or mermaid style. When I'm reading, you're listening. If you have a question, raise your hand. Like, give them very clear expectation of what this time together is going to be. And when they don't do that, call them out and redirect them. Don't ignore it, because the message you're giving is, I say things, but then I don't really follow through, right? That's strategy number 2. You have to follow through on your words. For children to respect you, your words should mean something. If you say something, you need to follow through and you should do something about it. So, you know, for example, if you say, no stuffed animals at the carpet when I'm doing a story time, and one of them gets it, you actually have to follow through and say, okay, remember, we talked about this, go put it away. You can get it after the story time, or I can save it for you and you can get it after story time. Got to follow through. So that's, first one is clear expectations. Second one is follow through. The third one is consistent. You can't just do it for 1 day, 2 days. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't do it. Sometimes I have clear expectations, sometimes I don't. You're sending mixed messages to the kids. So you've got to be consistent if you're changing habits and patterns. If your children are showing you that behavior is not working as a group, change it. So that's the other thing. There was a lot of directions that I was hearing in the classroom. Use your big girl's voice, use your big boy's voice, use your inside voice. These are too vague. If there's chaos in the classroom, you need to be very specific. Go up to the child who's screaming, get down on their eye level, and acknowledge them. Acknowledging and validating will go a long way. What happened? I heard you screaming. What happened? Are you upset? Are you frustrated? Are you irritated? Do you not want to share? Do you want to share? Like, label the emotion, label the feeling, label the intent, label the want, and give them the words. The next time, say that. I don't want to share right now. I want some space. I need some time. I want to play by myself. I need a hug. I need help. Instead of just saying, use your big voice, don't whine, don't cry. Give them the words. When they're doing that, they don't know what that is. So give it to them. That's strategy number 3. But this is the most important one, and I can't stress this enough. Remember, connection before correction. Connection before correction. If all you're doing is correcting behavior, don't run, don't scream, don't push, don't hit, don't kick, come back, sit down. If all you're doing is correcting the behavior, you're not connecting with them. So connecting sounds different. Connecting says, ask and then tell. What happened? What's going on here? Why are you doing that? What's going on? What do you need help with? How can I help? And then tell them to do that. Okay, if you need me to help, say it. Don't whine about it. Say the word. Ms. Richards, can you help me? Right? So you have to give them the word, but the connection piece has to come first. In this classroom, I did not feel that they were connected to the children, and the children were not connected to the teachers. So they're doing all this attention-seeking behavior because they just want to be seen and heard and understood and loved. Children will act out if their basic needs of being seen, heard, understood are not happening. And they will get it one way or the other. The biggest thing that I can tell you is to bring the power of play and magic into your classroom. Bring in a classroom puppet. Use the puppet to remind the rules. Maybe have some magic lotion. You can put some, it's easy to make a magic lotion bottle. I used to tell the children when I was in a classroom that they had lots of wiggles in them, and the hands are going everywhere and the legs are going everywhere and the mouth is just talking nonstop, that we need to sprinkle some magic lotion on you. Make a magic lotion bottle. All you need is a small bottle, put some oil in it, put some food coloring in it, and put some glitter in it, and tape the top, shake it up, and then just tell the kids, when you need to control your body, you can use some of the magic lotion. And the classroom puppet is not the same as the puppets that the kids are having access to. This is your puppet that you keep separate, that the puppet comes out at a special time during the day to help connect with the kids or make it fun and engaging, and maybe remind a rule, or maybe use it to communicate with kids, right? So that's another strategy of bring the power of play. Join them in play, don't take over the play. Especially your ringleaders. Start with your ringleaders, the ones who are getting under your skin. Get down on the floor and imitate and expand. So whatever they're doing, if they're building with the blocks, so imitate and expand. If they're building with the blocks and they're banging the blocks, your first instinct would be to redirect them and tell them, don't bang the blocks. Sit down next to them and maybe take up 2 blocks and you do the same what they're doing. There's magic when you imitate a child. They suddenly start noticing you. They suddenly become more aware of you. So you start banging the blocks like this. Maybe I'll make the gentler blocks banging, and then maybe I'll bang it on the carpet, and then maybe I'll wait for them to follow, and maybe I'll follow them. So don't just go in there and say, stop banging the blocks and make a tower. Imitate and expand. Join them in play, and you will make relationships stronger with the children. They'll start respecting you. They'll start wanting to spend time with you instead of ignoring you. So the other strategy could be, you could have a visual voice meter in your classroom. 1, 2, 3, or green, orange, and red. And you could remind them throughout the day, voice level has reached red, let's bring it down. But you have to actually engage in that. You can't ignore it. If you hear the voice going up, You got to remind them to bring it down. This has to be something serious that they need to follow through, and you need to use it as a reminding tool, not punishing tool, right? So the strategy shared so far, let me just do a recap so that in case you were taking notes. So the first one was clear expectations. Second one was follow through on your words. Whatever instructions you're giving, make sure you're following through. Number 3 was consistent. Number 4 was connections before corrections. Number 5 was join them in play. Number 6 was having the Voice-O-Meter. And number 7 is if your classroom is very loud, then maybe every 30 minutes, you should do a brain break. And you should maybe turn off the lights, maybe have them do some stretches, do some breathing, do some freeze games, maybe, we're just going to take a few minutes to stretch our body, get some oxygen in. Maybe we're going to close our eyes and listen to what sounds like using one sense at a time will calm the brain down. So very intentionally weave in where the overstimulation of the brain can come down. When children are overstimulated, their nervous system gets all out of whack. And if this is happening 24/7, every time they're in the classroom and the noise level is up there and the overactivity is over there, we are actually ruining their focus and attention and the ability to learn. So a lot of the brain development, remember 90% of the brain development is happening in the early years. So we have got to bring calm in the classroom. No one learns in chaos. Neither the grown-ups, neither the children. The stress takes over. I hope you found this helpful. If this resonates with you, let me know. I read my messages all the time. Leave me a comment. Share this video with others if you think it would help them. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'd love to hear from you. Keep in touch. Together we go on Instagram and on Facebook. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, send them in. And you never know, I might make a video out of that. So thanks for watching, and I hope you found it helpful. Have a great fall. October is a great month to do lots of cool learning in the classroom. So I hope you bring joy in your classroom and let the stress go. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.